So, ladies and gentlemen, let's practice a couple more elimination problems. So, step one, make your two equations the same. Get the x and y terms on one of the equals, on one side of the equals, and get your numbers on the other side. So, I'm going to give you one here that's already set up. I'm going to write them on top of each other. 2x plus 3y equals 10, and 2x plus y equals 2. So, my equations, the x and y are on the left in both, the numbers on the right in both. I have them written above one another. Now, I need to get these numbers to be the same. In the last video, one of the numbers was positive, one was negative. In this video, in this problem, the number on the x is a 2, and here it's a 2. So this time they are the same. What do? Well, instead of adding to make it 0, this time I'm going to subtract. Now you have to be careful when you subtract. 2x minus 2x is 0, so that's not a problem. But watch your signs here. Not bad when they're all positives, but if there was a negative down here, be careful. 3y minus y is 2y equals 10 minus 2 is 8. I can now divide both sides by 2, and my y is 4. That's half of my answer. How do I find the other half? I plug that back into one of these two equations. So 2x plus 3, and my y is 4, equals 10. Plugging it into the first, just because it was there first. 2x plus 12 equals 10. Subtracting 12 from both sides. 2x equals negative 2. Dividing by 2, x equals negative 1. Now we check. 2 times the negative 1 plus 3 times the 4. Do I get 10? Negative 2 plus 12 is 10. Check. And plugging it into the second equation, 2 times negative 1 plus 4. Does that equal 2? Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. That one checks. Now, you try one. Here are your two equations. 2x minus y equals 5. 5x plus y equals 16. Decide if you're going to add or subtract, and then actually do this. Pause the video, solve the problem, then see how you did. Hopefully, you have your solution. So in this problem, I have a negative 1 in front of this y, a positive 1 in front of this y. They're opposites of each other. I am good to go. I'm going to add the two together to make it a 0. So I'm adding this time. 2 plus 5 is 7x. That is 0. And 5 plus 16 is 21. Divide by 7. I have my x equals 3. Plugging that back into one of them, I'm going to choose the second one just because the y is positive. 5 times that 3 plus y equals 16. That's 15. Subtracting 15 from both sides, y is 1. So my solution is the point 3, 1. Checking that. 2 times 3 minus 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. It checks out in the first equation. Checking it in the second equation. 5 times 3 plus 1. 15 plus 1 is 16. It checks in the second equation. Good to go. Ran off the paper again. Sorry about that. One more for you to try. Here you go. So, 4x plus 3y equals 6. X plus 3y equals -3. Decide if you should add or subtract and solve. Pause now. Alright, hopefully you chose to subtract this time. So 4x minus an x is 3x. 3y's minus 3y's is 0. That's what we were after. Here's what I was talking about. 6 minus -3. That's 9. Be careful. Dividing by 3, I get x equals 3. That's half of my answer. The other half I get by plugging it into one of these. 4 times 3 plus 3y equals 6. That's 12. Subtracting 12 from both sides. 3y equals -6. Dividing by 3, y is -2. There's the other half. Plug it in to check. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times -2 is -6. 12 plus -6 is 6. It checks in equation 1. 3 is the x. 3 times the -2 is -6. 3 plus -6 is -3. It checks in the second equation. Good luck with your homework.